People power in Norwich, following the lead of places like London and Washington, as around 1,000 people turned out on a dreary Wednesday night to protest against US President Donald Trump's immigration ban.
His views are just against humanity and human rights and the Constitution.
The man is not only a bigot and ignorant, but seems unstable.
People actually have to do something and come out. You can't just stand there and say, oh, but I really don't agree with it, because, tweeting about it isn't enough. You have to show up.
It's after President Trump stopped people from 7 countries entering the US for 90 days and all refugees for 120 days. Tonight's protest was organised by Stand Up to Racism, who've been preparing for it most of this week. City Councillor Leslie Graham insists action here can make a difference.
On its own, it's a drop in the ocean. The ocean is made of drops. We're part of the wider tapestry of people all over the world saying, no, not in my name, this is not acceptable, we won't accept it. And government can only happen with a degree of consent from the governed, and we're withdrawing our consent.
Students at the University of East Anglia have been preparing for a couple of days, making banners and readying speeches. Lottie Clare's behind the newly founded UEA Movement for Justice and says it's not just an American issue.
It's much easier for us in the UK to be criticising Trump and be focusing on the racism that's happening in the States when it's also happening here, and I think we need to really recognise that and make sure that we're fighting for that. So the solidarity with people in the US really does matter, and it's kind of standing up and saying that we disagree with this, that we reject these ideas.
The protests come as a petition to stop President Trump making an official state visit to the UK has been signed by more than 1.5 million people. 20,000 of those signatures have come from Norfolk, and last month more than 200 people held a separate protest outside City Hall against his inauguration. But the county isn't without scepticism.
I don't like the idea of it now. Every country should really be allowed to have their say in how they want to run their country.
I don't know whether it would do any good. That's the only thing, just protesting like that, really. But everybody to their own, and if they feel that they might make a difference, then fair enough.
With the numbers and the emotions running high, there were a few signs of trouble at tonight's protest, with police intervening in one disturbance. But mostly it was point made, and with 5% of all South Norwich constituents signing the petition against President Trump's visit and crowds like this, it's an issue that's resonating strongly here, just as it is around the world. Lauren Hewitt, Mustard TV, Norwich.